My biggest client is a leading consumer brands company, and I was very well aligned with my sponsor who had me go to many of their manufacturing locations around the States and also in the UK. Now, this sponsor asked me to conduct an improvement site assessment at one of their suppliers. So I was happy to do that. This was in Indiana, and I flew there. And the night before the assessment, I met with many members of the team from my client company. But my sponsor wasn't there. So we had a good discussion, but none of the people at dinner had ever seen me do what I do, so they seemed a bit skeptical about my approach. Now, the next morning, we were at the supplier company, and I waited for my client to start the meeting, except they were waiting for me to start the meeting. So I jumped right in. We made introductions. I explained my approach, and then I asked if there were any questions. Well, the supplier group seemed a bit uneasy that I was there, had never met me before, so it appeared like I was being forced upon them. I really didn't know their issues, so this was really not a great start, but they were gracious, so the plant manager and engineer and one of my client's team joined me during the Gemba Walk assessment of the site. Now, as I was walking through the site, I saw some areas where I thought I could help, and I also saw some things that I thought I could immediately give them as input and feedback to give them some quick wins. For example, there was one gentleman putting product on the floor and bending down to put it there. It was heavy, and I was able to show them a spring-loaded lift that is easy to purchase, and would have eliminated that bending and lifting and all that difficult ergonomic situation. After a few more examples of ideas and help, my team members opened up a bit more, they engaged a bit more, and they showed me what they thought were their critical issues. Now we finished up before lunch, and I was able to share my top 3 findings with the rest of the team where I thought I could help. And the team was more engaged, but it still seemed like they were kind of skeptical that how could we solve these critical issues in a week or less? How could it be done so quickly with this Kaizen approach that essentially they had never heard of? Now, without my sponsor there to build credibility, it really didn't appear like I would be able to get the opportunity to help them in the future. And that's true, that's what happened. I never really did get the chance. They were quite gracious, but I never heard another word from them. So my lesson here to myself, and of course to anybody else who might be listening, is that if you truly haven't built trust through shared experiences, the odds of securing true commitment to work together are quite low. I hope you enjoyed this story, gained some insight, and learned something you can use. You'll find many more Kaizen stories on my website, www.pi-partners.com. If you'd like help growing your profits through sustained process improvement, scan the QR code on the screen for a free consultation, and let's start our journey together.